Hello everyone, my name is AnotherMattLad, and look at that! It's October! It's the month where we all talk about horror stuff and can't talk about anything else. So currently I'm still working away at the Glitch Tech Season 2 video. It's very close to completion, I just have a lot going on in my life right now, so very sorry it's not out yet. And I saw we have reached 100 subscribers. That's very nice in a relatively short time span. I mean, you have no idea how long it took me on my Dutch channel to get 100 subscribers, so this is very nice. But since I don't have anything else for you guys, I thought I would make a little video that's in the Spooktober vibes. You see, on my Dutch channel I have this yearly thing called Spooktober, which I thought was a very original idea when I came up with it, but apparently everyone does it. So that wasn't fun to find out. But yeah, it's a month where I only talk about horror games or play horror games or games that have horror themes, so I thought, hey, I might as well just do something similar on the English channel. You see, as a YouTuber, I'm kind of obligated to talk about some scary stuff. However, I don't really have the time to make a whole lot of scary videos for you guys. If I did, I would upload more. This isn't a whole month of only horror-related videos on the English channel, it's just a little video that I wanted to make while I'm still working on the Glitch Text video. And today I wanted to talk about my worst horror experience at a theater. I don't really go to horror movies in theaters very often, and when I do, I only do it for horror movies that are actually really scary and I'm sure that I'm going to get scared of. You see, the thing is, a lot of horror movies kinda suck, and there's nothing more annoying than sitting in a theater with some other people who get scared constantly at very cheap scares. So I usually just watch those movies alone, so I get scared more easily, or at least I try to be, because, again, most of these movies really suck. However, back in 2018, a little movie called Hellfest released. You see, my brother and I semi-often go to the theaters together, and then we both pick a movie that we really like and would like to watch together. One time he picked the movie Jungle Book. He watched it twice. I didn't really like it, so the next time we went together after that was for Hellfest. We had a choice between Venom and Hellfest, so we went with Hellfest.
Cut the bullshit. What really made you change your mind?
You did, Eddie.
The thing is, this horror movie actually kinda looked very interesting. I mean, the plot of this movie is very cool, and I think it can work really well as a horror movie. The movie is a very typical American slasher movie, and I usually don't like those, because they suck. I mean, I'm the first guy to watch a Friday the 13th movie, or a Halloween movie. But all the other stuff is kinda bad. But this one actually looked interesting. Hellfest is about a group of teens, obviously, who go to a party called Hellfest. It's a big event where everything and everyone in this certain theme park is horror themed. You have actors walking around who pretend that they are killers, you have people walking around who keep scaring you. It's very funny to see. However, plot twist, on this particular night, an actual killer is among the actors. I mean, the potential for horror and paranoia is endless, because at any moment this killer could come out of nowhere and everyone would think it's part of the show. They actually play around with this concept later in the movie, where the main characters actually witness a murder, but they think it's part of the ride. So reading about it, I thought it would be very fun, so me and my brother ordered our tickets. So during the ride to the theater, I actually did a little bit more research about the movie, and I went to Metacritic. It didn't look very good. Usually I don't really like Metacritic. I'm of the opinion that you can't really put a number on a certain piece of media to definitely know how good or bad it is. However, most of the time with these kind of movies, when they have a very average Metacritic, you kinda know what's going to happen. However, the movie still sounded pretty cool, so I gave it the benefit of the doubt. So when we eventually sat down in the theater, it was almost empty with just another couple of people there. Then the movie began, and for the next 1 hour and a half, I regretted everything. I looked over to my brother and I saw that he was very bored. Then he looked at me, and he was looking at me like, Matt, this is your fault. But hey, what was I supposed to do? It was either this or Venom. And I watched Venom recently. It wasn't very good, okay? So yeah, the movie wasn't very good. Plain characters, a plain bad guy, a plain plot, and of course a lot of jump scares. I got jump scared once during this movie and I hated it. Me and my brother looked at each other and we were laughing like, why did we actually get scared of this? Jump scares can be done very well in a movie or a game, but most of the time they're very, very cheaply done. However, I have to give credit. There was this one thing where I actually got really uncomfortable and looked away from the screen. However, this has to do with my own fears, and that was a certain death of a character who got killed through a needle in his eye. If there's one thing I hate, it's needles combined with eyes, or something that happens to an eye in general. I mean, think about it, your eyes are very important to us because we see with them, but they're also very fragile, and if something happens to it, you're scarred for life. Actually, I think I've been traumatized by this very concept. Years ago when I was a child, like 6 or something, I went downstairs. My parents were watching a movie, but they weren't there at that moment, and I saw a serial killer putting a needle right in someone's eye. I can safely say that I did not sleep that night. But back to topic, why did this movie experience suck so much? Well, not just because the movie was just bad, I wouldn't recommend it at all, and the 1 hour and a half felt like 5 hours, but also because the rest of the audience were a bunch of wimps. They were screaming and crying and yelling by the simplest of things. I mean, yeah, what scares you is very, very subjective, but this movie wasn't so scary at all. I mean, yeah, it had some nice special effects, so the deaths looked kinda cool. However, it was very predictable, so I was never scared of who was going to die. There was this one character who reminded me of a friend of mine, so she was my favorite character. She was also the only character who had something of a character. The only bad thing was that she was ruined by very forced sexual jokes. However, when she died, I lost all interest in the movie. So yeah, Hellfest didn't live up to expectations, and it's very sad because it could have been an actual good movie with this concept. However, it just turned out to be another very cheap horror movie from Hollywood. I mean, there's one thing I think that makes a horror movie really bad. If it's not scary and you're bored out of your mind. However, the movie was successful. It made 18.2 million USD dollars on a budget of 5.5 million US dollars. So yeah, I think we're going to get a sequel sometime soon. So in conclusion, I would not recommend this movie, and if you want to see a good slasher movie, watch something like Halloween or Friday the 13th, but not this stuff. So anyway guys, if you liked the video, give a like, subscribing would be nice too, and have a very, very fun Spooktober. And I'll see you all next time. Bye bye!